peoples come to work, so my peoples come first. I got worldwide family all over the earth, and I worry about them all for whatever it's worth.
I'm here to introduce Wahid Haji Farouche. He's CEO at Cactus Inclusions, and he will talk about Bridgium, which is a platform for hearing impaired. And he's presenting from Tehran. I'm half Iranian, so I'm very happy to have actually two projects today from Iran in the lineup. And just a note on that, 60% of Iranians are under 40 years old and have never experienced life without sanctions. But let's remember that there are people anywhere in the world dreaming and building on projects for a better world, regardless of the politics. And now over to one of them, which is Wahid and Bridgium.
Tessie, would you like me to play the video first?
Sure, we can start with the video.
Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you.
This was the very first time Alexander Graham Bell could communicate with his colleague next door through a machine called electrical speech machine. Graham Bell believed that he could solve the problem of sending human voice over a wire. His intention for spending his life on the science of sound was his mother and his wife. They were both deaf. He believed that his invention could bring voice and sound to the lives of his most beloved ones. It didn't happen. The electrical speech machine, which we know as telephone now, was supposed to change the lives of two women. But instead, it changed the lives for billions of people all around the world. 50 years later, on a winter day, a man walked into the very first kindergarten of Iran. He was holding a kid's hand. The kid was very shy. The man asked, "Mr. Bakhcheban, could you please just let this boy stay in your kindergarten?" Bakhcheban was impressed by the silence of that child. He accepted and established the very first class for the deaf children in Iran. He created a method to teach the alphabets to the deaf children in Iran. And another invention, he taught them to imitate the resonance of the throat, so they were possible to make sound. They could talk. Believe it or not, back those days, deaf children were stuck behind closed doors because their parents were too shy to show them to the society. Unlike Graham Bell, Bakhcheban didn't have any personal intention, but he had a dream that made a very huge impact on the society. This is what dreamers do. They make changes and inspire people like you and me. They reach for the impossible. Without any doubts, their dreams, their efforts, and their achievements were far ahead from their time. Thanks to Bakhcheban, now a deaf kid in Iran can go to a special school and learn her own mother tongue language, sign language. Although I would prefer it to be an inclusive school, all the children together. Does a kid in Africa have the same right to go to school and educate? I'm not talking about a fancy dream. A kid watching Walt Disney cartoon interpreted in their own sign language. I'm talking about the basic human rights. According to WHO, there are almost 500 million people deaf or hard of hearing all around the world. They communicate with more than 300 different sign languages. We asked ourselves, when a kid is watching her favorite movie on Netflix with her family, what is the deaf child next door doing? It's all about asking and imagining a new and better future. With Bridgium, the closest future we can imagine is when all available content would be accessible. Bridgium at first was developed to make communication accessible for deaf and hard of hearing people and connect them with hearing people through certified and qualified sign language interpreters. What I was thinking of was an inclusive solution which does not limit anyone based on their natural differences, bordered countries, or even their very own mind. We believe that we are living in a very different era from what Graham Bell and Bakhchevan had experienced. What if we could implement an inclusive technology to align our inclusive product and manifest our inclusive vision? Blockchain was the only option that came to my mind. When at first mentioned blockchain to my team, it seemed like an investment in cryptocurrency to them, a profitable product to make more money. But blockchain, with all its cold characters, was the only thing I could think of to make Bridgium Bridgium. When we were thinking about a solution, we were not thinking about one specific solution. We were thinking how the world is missing out the contribution, the presence, and the potential of these people by excluding them from society. But we want to imagine. Imagine a day in which any deaf person anywhere in the world can choose their own sign language to access any available content on the web. Imagine a day in which any kid can go to any school with their interpreter in their pocket. Imagine a day in which you and your deaf colleague will discover a new need of the deaf community. And you will not only build a solution to solve the problem, but also motivate a team of experts to create an inclusive, sustainable, scalable, and decentralized social business. And finally, imagine a day in which the problems we are not aware of are solved by people we do not know and used by people who may never know about the pillars we have found today. With this very fundamental belief in humans' potential to flourish, blockchain enables us and encourages us to make a dream come true, to create a game in which everyone can play at any level. We sleep in different beds, but share the same dream. To me, Bridgium is not just an application anymore. It is an ultimate platform in which creativity will be promoted. Anyone can express their unique needs, and someone will fulfill the need with the most innovative and efficient solution. When the Convention of the Rights for the Persons with Disabilities was written, the main beneficiaries, people with disabilities, insisted on a motto: nothing about us without us. In Bridgium, this is not just a motto. We have made the platform and used blockchain to manifest this motto. We have defined some roles. We have Bridgium masters who are the governors of the network. We have Bridgium improvement proposal providers, which will provide proposals to define new services, to express new needs, and to make the platform better and better every day. And the most important one, as I mentioned before, there are 300 different sign languages all around the world. We have defined a role called regional community builders. These are the government, the NGOs, or even the individuals who are qualified to create a community of certified interpreters and expand the network very quickly. Definitely, Graham Bell and Bakhcheban did great things and created great impacts, which inspired lots of people to follow their paths. But they were limited to their situations and their borders. Now with blockchain, we are able to make a dream come true. We are dreamers, and our dreams is to make an inclusive world in which no one is excluded for his disability, country, religion, or any difference he or she may have with other people. The problem has always been in front of our eyes, but there has never been a platform in which the solution providers can implement and promote their ideas and products. We don't know all the answers and we don't have all the solutions, but we welcome anyone who can provide an inclusive solution on Bridgium. Bridgium is going to make it happen and provide access anywhere, anytime, by any language. Thank you for your time and your attention. And please join with me to thank the wonderful Ardalan and Ali for interpreting this presentation for you. Let's start inclusive thinking right here from Bridgium's presentation.
Thank you, Wahid. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just one quick question. Where are you at with the project launch phases? And I see you posted your contact in the chat so that people can get in touch with you.
Yes, please.
You want to say a couple of words?
Yes. First, I want to thank all of you. We are going to launch on September 23rd, next week. As you may know, September is the month for the deaf community awareness, and the September 23rd is the International Day for Sign Language. And I think it's a perfect time to, yes, to acknowledge that and to launch our product. We are going to launch the first phase in Great Britain, France, and Germany. And in 3 months of time, we will go to ICO. For example, I think the first January 2021, we will go on ICO.
Perfect. Thanks so much. And anybody who's interested can get in touch via the information in the chat. Thank you, Wahid.
Thank you very much.